another episode of Chatter Reel. My name is Alina, and I'm joined by my two co-hosts, Evan and Gavin. What are the wheels going to have us chat about today? Slept on books.
Slept on books. Maybe not slept on. I think it's slept on. But the Chronicles of Narnia books. I think they are well written. I think there's a lot of adventure that's in them. Of course, there's a lot of mixed meanings that could be in it, but there's a lot of interpretations to the books. But they have, how many books was it? Like 8 books? 8 or 9 books?
7,
It's
I think.
C.S. Lewis is the author, if nobody knows. But the books are also kind of one of those books where like there's a publication, like when each one came out, and then there's a chronological to the story. So it's more like 1, 2, 4, 3, kind of that type of thing. But The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is probably the most popular that most people would know. But there are ones that are called like The Magician's Nephew, Caspian's Prince is another one. I think there's one called The Dawn Voyager, but there's a lot of books, there's a lot of adventure, and I think it's a great series. I've read it as a child, and I read it as an adult, and it was great both times.
I can give you that. I will say I don't feel like it is very, very much slept on since they have made 3 box
Several
office
movies.
movies
That's
about
fair.
them. But I'll give you it. It's a very good. If that's the one you want to say, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you.
I will say, and I did talk to a coworker because we recently just got back into the series, but when I did talk to a coworker, he had barely heard about it.
Sure.
I don't know if maybe he just never was much of a reader or anything, but I don't know.
No, totally. If you are listening to this and you're thinking that might sound like there's 3 movies out there. Go see them too. They're great. Really good. Really good.
Yeah, and they're kind of good for that coming of age type of slot for anybody who's interested. So kind of that early teen years, later kid years, kind of 9, 10-ish.
It's kind of funny because honestly, and if you like Harry Potter, they kind of go back to saying that the 4 main characters are one of each of the houses. The young boy is a Slytherin because he is kind of the antagonist. The sister is the Hufflepuff because she likes to bake and she's out full for of everybody. The older sister is a Ravenclaw because she tries to defend and thinks of things. And the oldest brother is the Gryffindor. So it's kind of funny how you can kind of put that all back to one another. So yeah, it's very, very, very good book. Very, very good book.
All right, Gavin, do you got one?
I'm going to go weird and I'm going to say my book is not a real kind of book at all. Mine are comic books because technically those are slept on books too. I actually
have to read them.
the kind of series that I like it's called the White Lantern series. I like the Green Lantern, but there's actually a White Lantern Corps series, and it kind of goes into all of the other lanterns and how they are made. Since technically there is not only a Green Lantern, there is a red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and indigo, black and white. So technically there are 9 different lanterns in the Lantern Corps. So it goes into all of the different ones and how they're made and what each one of them is. So it kind of really is cool on that aspect. I think it's slept on. I don't think a lot of people know of all the different Lantern Corps that are out there. If you're not a true DC fan, I think you know of the Green Lantern because that's in a lot of the big Batman, Superman things. But a lot of people don't know that there's a lot of other Lantern Corps out there. So I'll say that's mine.
That's a good one.
I didn't know that. So I didn't realize that there were so many other like different.
Yeah. The funny part is, so each color is represented by a different emotion. Hope is green, pink is love, orange is avarice or greed. So each one is kind of a different aspect of the emotional spectrum. It's kind of
Okay.
cool. Sure.
It was what is it? Inside Out before Inside Out.
Exactly.
All right. Well, my slept-on book is not one that you guys would have heard of. The book is called Sunshine by Robin McKinley. It's very much kind of that teenager, young adult type of series. It follows a woman who it's kind of a little bit of a post-apocalyptic thing, except more on the fantasy side, post-apocalyptic. So there are people that have like powers and like spells and stuff, but like it's after like a huge war has happened, so like it's kind of interesting. There's humans in it. It follows her and this other vampire, and it's very much not Twilight, but I think it's slept on because the editing in my opinion, wasn't the best. So it sometimes gets very long-winded and there's kind of run-on sentences. But if you can get past that, it's a really impressive and really good story. So, yeah, Slept on Book, Sunshine by Robin McKinley.
Nice.
Very nice.
All right, that's enough chitter-chatter. Let's get at her unless there's any other honorable mentions that we want to talk about.
I don't know books the best, which is also probably why I leaned on the Chronicles of Narnia, because
Sure.
it is probably one of the biggest book series I've read.
Sure.
I read a lot, I just wasn't, I did it for school.
Sure.
And that's the truth.
I have read a lot, so I mean, I guess let's twist it this way a little bit, just for a little bit extra conversation. If you had a library in front of you, what type of book? Gavin, obviously the comic books. Evan, what would you choose something else, Gavin, or would you if you wanted to go find a book to read for pleasure, or find something to read for pleasure?
I do listen to audiobooks, I will say
Sure.
that, so I am hitting that, but like crime and mystery, actually, I tend to
I'd
lean
agree
on.
with you on that.
Yeah, I'm more the fantasy sci-fi side of things, so I kind of jump back and forth in between the two.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I have quite a laundry list of things that can possibly happen in that genre of good books. So, for today's game, it is called How Did You Get There?
Great
So,
question.
I'm going to present a scenario. We're going to rock, paper, scissors to see who goes first, and then we're going to alternate to see how that person got there. So, for example, I might say, there's a man standing in the field. Evan, how did he get there? And Evan might say, well, he got there by being chased by a bear.
Oh, that
And then
sucks.
I'll say, well, Gavin, how did he get there? And you'll say, well, he was cave diving in Utah. And we're
In
going
the
to go back
bitch,
and forth until the story ends. So you're going to have to keep thinking up of different lines and different ways of, well, how did we get there?
All right, then.
Not
Paper.
really a point system, more of a let's do a storytelling type of system. Maybe at the end we'll see who had the most creative thing.
I already called paper. You showed rock. I win.
Oh.
Sucker. I even said mine out loud.
Oh.
You did. All right, do we want to 3, 2, 1, rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah, I'm done. But that was funny. That was funny when you did. I was like, ha, 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 ha. Close your eyes. Ready?
3, 2, 1, hit me once. I was like, wait.
I win.
Okay. Paper. It's a soft rock. All right. Evan, you will
Sedimentary.
have.
I just cut between the
Limestone.
lines.
Yeah.
Yep.
Evan, you will have the privilege of going first, so start thinking of things. So, again, how did we get there? You have a man who is standing on the edge of a volcano. How did he get there?
A UFO dropped him off.
Well, Gavin, how did he get there?
He was in Utah at a diner at midnight.
Evan, how did he get there?
He's a part of the military who was there on his dinner break.
Gavin, how did he get there?
After years and years and years of dedication and growing up the ranks, he moved to Utah. He was working.
Okay. Evan, how did he get there?
He eventually moved to Utah because his dad was also a part of the military.
Well, Gavin, how did they get there?
Well, you see, when a mom and a dad love each other enough, conception.
Conception. All right, we're going to stop it there. So, that would be the first round of how did we get there? So, you can take it as broad or as narrow as you want.
Okay.
And sometimes the weirder things that happen, the better. All right, so next scenario. Oh, yeah. This will be a great thing of just pure improv, so let's go.
Okay.
I love putting you guys in these situations because you're so trivia based, and then it's just like, bam, let's think of it like D&D.
Well, we're going way off base here when we're doing these tonight. I'm going.
Yeah, no script, it's just go. All right, Evan, you find a man who is in a
He
scuba
always
suit.
starting.
True, we can rock. Gavin, why don't you start first this time? Because Evan
Deal.
started last time.
Yeah, we'll just
I know I
alternate.
ended it, but I was just wondering, is it whoever ends it starts, or is it going back and forth? So that's just why I was curious. So
Let's
perfect.
just go back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Gavin, you'll start. So, Gavin, you find a man in a scuba suit down at the bottom of the ocean. How did he get there?
You ran out of oxygen.
Oxygen. Evan, how did he get there?
He came from shore because there was a person that was willing to bring him out to the middle.
It is usually
And
how you get
gave
into
him-
water. No, keep going.
The,
You're
and
going
he
way
was
down
the
this
one.
rabbit hole.
He was the one that provided him the tanks.
Okay.
Wait,
well,
what?
So, a guy from shore provided him the tanks, but he ran out of oxygen, and that's why he's on the bottom of the ocean. But Gavin, how did he get there? So how did he get to knowing this guy who's going to take him out on this boat?
So I'm pause for 1 second. I'm confused. Are we back at shore?
Mm-hmm.
Are we at the? I was like, is he just
You're
giving backstory to like
Gavin,
we
think
ran
of
out of
it like
air and?
it's
No, I am.
total.
I'm just trying to think. Are you giving backstory to like? Is he still at the bottom and that's how he ran
Nope.
out? Is
Now
he
we're
still
back in
there?
shore
We're at
'cause
the
we're-
backstory. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I just was trying to figure out where we actually
It's
were
like those,
in
yeah,
the.
it's like those movies that start backwards where like, I'm falling out of an airplane, and then they like backtrack to how they get there.
Sure. I just
right?
wasn't sure if that was a flashback to him being like, "You person that gave me," the and now he's back at his
Sure.
dead body. So that's why I was like, "Where are we?" Okay, so we're back
Nope.
at.
So we're back at shore.
His card got declined for trying to purchase a tank.
Okay, Evan, how did we get there? Why did his card decline?
That's why he got ones with no air in it.
He's like, okay, I'll bring you out, dude.
He paid for his card was declined because he paid for too much food on the airplane as he was getting to his location.
All right, well, Gavin, how did he get there? How did he get onto the airplane? Why?
He was preparing for a hot dog eating contest, and he was trying to make sure that his stomach was ready for the next day. So he skipped breakfast to buy lots on the airplane.
Great move. That altitude really helps you digest. Evan,
Or doesn't.
how did he get part of this hot dog competition? How did we get there?
Because he was sitting in his living room like that afternoon, and he got really hungry, so he needed to make a really quick decision, and he ended up making a big decision, and he bought a plane ticket to go to a hot dog contest.
All right, Gavin, why was he watching about hot dog contests? Yeah, you didn't give him a whole lot to work with there. Kind of backed him into a corner.
It was the end of the year, and his work told him that he had to take time off and use his time that he had accumulated for the year. So he was at home for a week and knew that he had half a week left in his vacation. And since he had 3 days, he thought, heck, why not? I got 3 days left of this vacation that I'm forced to take. Why not make a trip of it? So he was on vacation from his work. That was forced.
Evan, how did he get there?
He was sitting at work realizing how much he hated his job, and his boss saw that, so then he had the conversation about they had to force him into the vacation.
Shoot.
You went the wrong way.
That's what I was like. Forced vacation means that you like your job and you don't want to leave, so they make you take the time off. Okay, you're going the opposite way. He was not liking his job.
Gavin, why doesn't this gentleman like his job? What job does he have that he sits? Please don't say your job. Your coworkers might
He
watch this.
was in a family-owned business, and he was actually being forced to take on the family business, and he wasn't sure that he actually wanted to. So the person that made him take that forced vacation was actually his father.
I'm loving this game, by the way. This is amazing. Evan, how did we get there?
Through years of torment from his father, as a child, he was brought up with the understanding that he would have to take the family business on.
Well, what's his family business?
We haven't gotten there.
Well, Gavin, all right, how did we get there? Generations have had this business. How did we get there?
We haven't gotten there yet either. The reason the torment happened is because he actually wanted a daughter and he actually had a son instead. So he was actually hoping the daughter would take on the ownership of the place that Evan will tell you is that he owns. But he was upset that he didn't have that he had a boy. So that's where all of those years of torment came from. Evan, what kind of shop was that again?
No, how did we get there?
I don't know if I have anything left.
If you want to tap out, you can give the point to Gavin.
I think I'm gonna tap out on that one.
I have no idea either.
I
This
was
is
gonna
amazing,
try
and I love this game. I'm so glad this came to be. All right, well, Evan, you start next time. You start this time. I think we can probably get through like 2 more, depending on how long we circle. So, Evan, you found this man. He is doing like a superhero stance out in the middle of a field, smoke rising off of his body. How did he get there? I guess we're gonna find out. I did say he was in a superhero stance in the middle of a field,
There,
smoke rising off his body.
there was a helicopter. No, there's an airplane that flew over, and he was pushed out of the plane, and he landed in the field.
Okay, Gavin, how did he get there?
Well, you see, the field wasn't empty. The field is full, and there's a bunch of different people. The smoke that's rising from his body that he was pushed from the plane from, he is actually a person that is a human cannonball. And the person at the on the airplane is actually supposed to try to push him to get to the closest center of a circle. So he was pushed from the airplane to drop down onto this circle in this open field. And the smoke rising off was actually kind of the center of the circle. So the person pushed him correctly. So he actually signed up to be a human cannonball.
Evan, how did he get there?
How do I follow that?
How did this gentleman become a human cannonball?
So before this gentleman got into the plane, he was actually on the ground talking with the movie director
Ooh.
about how he was going to barrel out of the airplane.
Okay, Gavin, how did he get on this movie?
He got on this movie because he was actually a intern, and that wasn't actually his job. They were actually forcing him to go up there in that airplane. And he was talking to the movie director about how he was going to do it because he was excited. He was an intern, and he was going to show him what he could do. So he was actually an intern, and he was actually put there to do that.
Remind me to have an intern with you. Evan, how did he get there? How did he become an intern to this movie ship?
So the director, he went through all the auditions for this role, and he was not able to find anybody. And there was this gentleman that was actually the janitor before he was even the intern. But he walked up and he said, I might be able to act in this movie. Could I audition? So he got the role.
Gavin, how did this actor turned janitor with a performance background?
Janitor turned actor.
Sorry, janitor turned actor. How dare I? How did he get there?
He got there because he was actually trying to become an actor, and he couldn't find any jobs out there. And his publicist told him that he should get a part-time job. And where better to get a part-time job on the movie sets in case something were to happen. So his publicist actually told him to go become a janitor at a movie studio to see if he could intern or become a person in the background and become found.
Evan, how did this gentleman get there?
How did this janitor actor become talking to his agent?
So he one morning woke up and his wife told him that he had to go find a job. So he ended up actually going to go find this janitor job.
Sure, legit. Gavin, why did he need, how come he didn't have a job? Why did he need to go find a job?
Well, you see, his family owned business closed because he had a son instead of a... No, just kidding.
That guy. No, not that story. That guy ends up dead in the lake.
Oh, that's
this
right.
was
that's
between
right.
then, okay?
After that, this
is his earlier
died
life.
in a lake. No kidding. Okay.
That ends up being the backstory to the superhero.
Awesome. So he actually was laid off from his job because newspapers were no longer being a thing anymore. They were on the internet now.
Okay. Evan, how did he get there? How did he be in the newspaper?
Well, that's a great question.
Everybody is dying to know.
You just kind of do, and then at the end of everything you do, and you could always have this story keep going.
He got the job at the newspaper company because it was the only job he could get because of how young his age was.
Okay. All right. Gavin, why did he need a job at such a young age?
Well, he was actually starting out being the newspaper boy. And they were actually going to no longer be a thing. So he was moving up the ranks from being a newspaper boy to working at the newspaper. So he was actually going to start writing there. So he actually started being there as a newspaper boy. So it's the only job that he could continue because it was actually continuing this job or not having one. It's the only company that would hire him. He was a newspaper boy before it.
But you didn't describe how he got there. You described what he did after he got there. But Evan
No,
already
the
said that
only
he got laid off.
No, the only reason he got that job because he was so young is because he was already a newspaper boy there. If the newspaper company was going to close, the only way that he was going to keep his job is moving up from a newspaper boy to a newspaper journalist.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were going to say newspaper man.
I was, and then I remembered that it's
Move
not a man,
boy
you're
to
a
man.
journalist. So he broke.
You two
he
will be
went
turned
from-
a boy to man if you can bike 10,000 miles in a year.
Yep. So at 7, he became, instead of a newspaper boy, he was becoming a journalist.
All right, Evan, why did he want to become a journalist?
As old as time.
At the age of 7.
Because his mom told him that he was going to have to do something with his life and quit acting like a superhero because it's never going to happen. So he went to go get a job as a boy. Wouldn't she would to have liked to have known?
Everybody will know his name or
So,
hers.
Gavin, I'm not sure if we can go back any further
Well, see,
without
the
hitting.
thing about that is you are 100% correct.
Yeah. All right, so we'll call Evan having the point since he was able to get it out. Do the last little bit there.
Thank you for changing your wording.
All right, we got a couple more minutes left. Let's do one more.
Why don't you start this one, and we will continue the story. Tell us how this person got there.
I always start it.
Oh, shoot.
I tell you what. I tell you
Damn.
the first
I
prompt.
was trying to be fun. I'll take that back.
You know what? You steal this game one day,
Deal.
and then I will definitely be all hands
Deal.
about it. So please, the two of you, feel free to steal this game because this is amazing. We'll do one more. All right, who needs to start? Gavin?
I think it was Gavin.
Yep.
Sure.
All right, Gavin. Your man is running through the safari plains with a lion chasing after him. How did he get here?
He applied to be on a TV show.
He applied to be on a TV show. Evan, how did he get there?
He was sitting on his couch in his living room, and he was watching the TV. Oh my gosh, I totally lost my train of thought.
Probably because the last time someone watched TV in one of your scenarios, they ended up at a hot dog eating contest on an airplane. Your imaginary people need more hobbies than sitting and watching TV.
I'm sorry, can you give me a recap of where we are quick?
Gavin had someone being chased by a lion in the Savannah Desert. He got on there. He was there because he was part of a TV show. How did he get part of this TV show? What TV show was he on?
Okay, yeah. So what I think what I was gonna try to say was that he was sitting in his living room watching the game show, and he was just so interested in it. So he ended up having to leave because he didn't have a computer. He had to leave to go to the library to apply.
We took a couple steps back from that, huh?
I'm
So
trying
we
to
went from
follow.
library.
Whoa.
So we went from library to game show. To
Yeah,
safari.
he was watching the game show in his living room.
Sure. He applied and he must have gotten on this game show.
Yeah.
All right, Gavin. Why was this gentleman sitting in his couch
Okay, so that's where we
watching
are.
this? Yep.
Okay.
Watching
okay,
this
okay.
game show.
Okay. He had gone to the gym the day before and he had done legs. He was unable to move his legs the next morning. And it's the only place he could make it to was his couch.
Evan, why was he working out so much? How did he get to the point where he worked out his legs so much? He just couldn't handle it. Could only get to his couch to watch TV.
Because no, that I don't know if that'll go anywhere. Oh man.
You went back really far. I figured
Yeah,
you
he
would have
did.
gone to like he was picked to be on this
I
specific
went back way
game.
too far.
That's why I was like, where are we going? Where are we going? Okay,
Oh.
I'll go right here then.
I went way too far.
You're okay.
I think
you got
I
this.
think
Why did he work out? Why did he work out so much?
Why did he work out?
he was working out because he was at his job and he stood on a scale and he realized that he was about 100 pounds overweight.
Okay. That's a good reason to go work out.
He
Gavin.
was
Good
standing
luck.
on that scale because there was actually a Biggest Loser competition from his work, and he wasn't going to apply, but his coworkers told him he should.
I'm not sure there's a politically correct way in order to get us back to
Nope, I don't
where
think
we
I
are.
have anything further on that. I don't
This
think
gentleman
I have
started
anything
like
further.
every other midlife adult and went,
Yep.
oh, I need to work out more.
Yep.
Yeah, that one
Well,
kind of
see,
hurts.
the thing before that is
Too close.
sitting at a desk, not doing anything, eating donuts because everybody brings it in, not doing much, and having the ability to go and actually eat lunches, having to order fast food and being sent to you because that's the only thing you can eat in 20 minutes and actually have it be there. Nothing good is ever healthy when you have to work 8 hours away from you. Yeah, I think it's all the same. Upset.
Right. And that's all we have today. Honestly, try that with your friends. It's good, like campfire one, to just kind of go around the campfire, car trips, uh, any place where you're just kind of hanging out and not really doing much. Do it with all ages. Younger kids come up with the wildest stuff. It's super fun. So that's all we have for the day. We'll see you in the next one.
Don't forget to roll the wheels.
Oh, we don't need to roll wheels.
We
It's fine.
do. It's actually
It's actually one of the
big,
things we have to do every round.
like
It is
if
a
we
requirement.
don't, we won't be able to have an episode next week.
Kind of
if
like how we
don't.
have to direct ourselves into from the talking section to the game section.
No. All right, let's see what the wheel has for us today.
It's me.
It's Evan!
Yay.
I was gonna say because it has gone you me, so I think instead of just going back and forth the entire time, I think that's perfect. Yay, Evan!
Yay!
Yay! All right.
Unless it's history, then it's me. Then it's my turn.
Maybe.
Unless it's history.
No. All right, I'm going next time. If it's history, it's my turn.
For everybody's sake. All right. See you, everybody. Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.